Shout out to cha boy, Mr. Endgame. Shout out to cha boy. I got a fucking legend.
Do you really think I'm a legend?
Yes.
Explain why. Please tell me why.
I'll make it through the
It's a good
fire,
song.
making my
It's out
amends.
right now.
All I ever had are fake friends killing my
My
self-esteem.
self-esteem.
Walking
Walking
through
through
these
these
obstacles
obstacles
and
and
these
these
dark
dark
tunnels,
tunnels. I'll
I'll
make
make
it
it through the
through the
fire,
fire. I love that song.
through the fire. Love it, love it.
The
But either
bridge,
way,
though.
what are we here to talk about today?
We're gonna talk about your last In Pieces album to ever come out, which I'm really sad about. I think it's called The Cube, um, but I'm really excited to talk about it with you. I'm excited to see what each of these songs mean, and I think you told me it was a concept record, so that makes me
To
even
a,
more.
to a degree, it is a concept record because it tells a story, right? Tells
So,
my story of pretty much a background of the year that I've had, right?
yeah,
From about July 2024 to July 2025, which is where we're at currently, right? Because it's taken me that long to finish the freaking album.
well,
It's taken me so long to finish this album, right? Um, and it's very much a reflection of that year and everything that's happened in that year and everything that's contributed to ways that I have felt in moments in that year. And each song is a reflection of a handful of events summarized, and I'll explain that with each song.
well, I appreciate you for, after Supernova, I was thinking about giving up and not doing it anymore, and I felt like that was the only thing I was going to put out. And I have some news for you. There might be a redone version of that coming soon. There might be a whole redone version of Album 1 coming soon.
That would be incredible. That would be
Um,
sick.
but I think that with Elevation, I want to keep it the way it is because I love how raw it sounds. It reminds me of like a 2000s type album. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where it's not like so mixed, but it's just like raw. Like it has that kid in the basement type, you know,
yeah.
studio sound to it, and I love that. Um, but I just appreciate you for like bringing me out of a dark place I was in when you gave me Operation, and I feel like that's what motivated me to keep going with it. You told me how much you liked it, and we made Blackout together, and we just moved on from there. And I think Relapse was like the key to tell me that EP is amazing, though. But I don't think we can ever write something like that again.
No, no,
But
Relapse was incredible.
but I think Relapse really like helped me understand why I can keep doing this. So I really do
Yeah.
appreciate that from you. Changed my life, man.
You're a good man. Anything to help as always,
Anyways, let's get this going. I don't want to
Get the merch in. Plug the merch.
plug the merch.
Plug the
Now you see
merch.
it. Now you can see it.
Absolutely love this band right here. Goated band, all right.
This
Jake,
band.
if you ever see this, all right, please talk to me.
I'm planning on getting you. I'm gonna get maybe two of you people. Caleb, maybe for free. Caleb, you, and Aiden to be on the acoustic record interview with me.
I post drum covers on a second YouTube channel called JC Drums. Please check them out. Jake, you're awesome. I'm wearing your t-shirt.
Yeah, no, I just got a troll comment, had to hide it. So next first song. If you're gonna explain this concept record, I'm considering it a concept record. I'm calling it a concept record. Um, the first song and the mid tempo-ish song on the record that lives in like the mid tempo world, in my opinion. I love it. It's a good one. It's about love.
About about love is great. It was the first song to come out on the album, and it's one of the simplest, stamp
Definitely,
your
yeah.
feet, 4x4, basic structure, but it does it so well. Um, the lyrics are quite funny as well. Uh, self-deprecation sprinkled in there with some dark humor.
Yeah,
It's a great song, great song.
I'll never forget Faith in Me. I think that's one of my favorite movies. It's in my
Faith in Me
top
is
five.
fantastic.
I love Faith in Me. I feel like these two compete with each other, but I love it.
Faith in Me is great. If I ever get to the point of playing live shows, Faith in Me is how I would open a live show, without a doubt.
So, what is this character going through in the first track? Would you say, like, because if it's
About
a
love.
concept record, what is this character enduring? How does the story kind of start?
Well, first of all, this character is me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So when I wrote About Love, I was going through a stage in my life where things were changing fast. I was starting college, you know, and I was really pushing myself to get better at playing the drums, right? Because I'd just done a performance,
what's up,
um,
Fortnite?
and and I really, really wanted to get better at the drums. So I went and got an electric kit, or sorry, I had an electric kit purchased for me, which is fantastic. So we got an electric kit, and I started practicing relentlessly, and I still do. Um, and About Love is about my life before that, where I'd gone through this really messy breakup, where it was almost fed to me that it was my fault, right? From the circle around me, in that sense. Like the sort of people that person would interact with would then come and harass me on my end and whatnot. And this song is pretty much where it's you give up, right? Yeah, it is my fault. Yeah, whatever, sort of thing, this song represents that, but it puts it in the dark humor because that's how I cope. I self-deprecate relentlessly. Um, Black screen, bro.
Are we back? Are we
Yeah,
back?
yeah, we're
Okay.
back.
Just keep talking. I'll be back in a second. Okay. Just keep
Okay.
talking. But if you realize the black screen is there, just don't worry about it. I'll be back.
Yeah. About love is very much, um, you pair the self-deprecation as humor, like you mask it as humor, and that's like a way of coping, I suppose. And that's pretty much all there is to say about love. So I'm gonna wait here until my guy comes back. I'm gonna drink some water. Anyone who's in the chat right now, say hi.
Anyways, hi. I'm back.
What's up? Welcome back. Chat, you're too late.
To go for a couple of seconds. Just keep talking. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Um.
And that's pretty much all there is to say about love. It's a great song, and it's available everywhere now. It's on Spotify, it's on whatnot. It's on YouTube. You can stream it wherever.
Second track being Forever.
You buffered terribly there. What did you say?
I said second track being Forever.
Forever. Right. Forever is a very good song. Very, very good song. Um, Forever is very much the bitterness that happens after the about love stage. It's like questioning, like, yeah, it was my fault, but why? You know, Forever is when that starts to reflect into bitterness as you realize it's like, shit, this is a permanent change that I didn't want to happen. Why is this happening? I did nothing wrong, sort of thing. Um, And yeah, it's like sometimes good things just don't last forever, no matter how much you try. So all of this nonsense that hold on to it as tight as you can because it will last. The people that you're in the relationship will say, "Oh, we'll be together forever." No, no, you won't. Right? That's not true, by the way. That's not that's not true. That's just my experience. I have to establish that. But that's what you think. That's what you think in your mind. And that's the very much what this song embodies. Sometimes good things just don't last forever. I mean, the chorus is, "Hey, was I never enough for you to stay? Can't you see the fear you're calling? There's no hope, it is true. The only thing I wish I knew is that it was now or never. Some things just don't last forever." Very much just sort of capturing that anger and bitterness. It's like, well, what do I do now? You know,
Yeah.
but Forever, that's an album track, so that'll be out July 20th. Great track, really good track. I think it'll be one of your favorites, and the people that like rock, I suppose, it'd be one of their favorites too.
Will it make me cry?
Hmm?
Do you think it will make me cry?
If you've experienced severe heartbreak in your life, I don't think it'll make you cry, but I think you'll relate heavily to some of the lyrics. Like the second verse. I'm not going to spoil the second verse because the second verse, I felt when I listened back to it, I was like, "Oh, that's a bit uncomfortable." I'll reveal the end of it. Come on, the end of it is, "I need space, but space means you," because it's like all you want at that point is to be back with that person, regardless really of what happened in the meantime, because a part of you misses that person. It doesn't matter how far along in the breakup it is. It could be 2 days, it could be 2 months. In my case, it was 4. You know, um,
I
you,
think
you know, that's where that comes from.
I think that you reminded me of this. I want to say this to anybody. Next year, I believe I'm coming out with a concept record about someone going through a failed relationship, and it's 18 episodes. So they are listed by episodes. And I think it's cool because it's almost done. Like it's almost done. It's almost finished, and I can't wait for everybody to hear me talk about it. But it's been really fun to work on it, and I think you kind of reminded me that with this track. So I want to tell you that, and I hope you're excited for it too. It's going to be my first
Yeah,
concept record. Kind of telling that story about going through the ups and downs of that journey, and it's going to be like a 3-part trilogy, but this is kind of like the first part. But I think it's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be really, really good.
All right, what's the next track?
Next track is, nah, you can consider him that I am, but he's not my biological by any means. But he is a brother in my opinion.
Where's my friend, man, good friend of mine.
Sunset Memories.
Sunset Memories is one of my favorite songs on the record. Sunset Memories was a demo I made intended for Alter Void, right? And it didn't end up making it because I just couldn't get the track right in the end, and I replaced that with Ultimate Sacrifice. Great song, by the way.
Love that one. I think I gave
Uh,
you that title too. I had that
you
title
did.
laying around. I forgot which
Yes,
album.
no,
What album was I going to use that for originally? Do you remember?
Blackout,
Right.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
But yeah, no, and then I came back to Sunset Memories relatively recently. And I'd had this demo on hold for ages. And I listened to it, and I just very poor. I guess wrote what I was feeling at that moment in time down in the most lyrical way possible, but that song is very much about dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, sunset memories. And the chorus is a perfect example of that. It's these sunset memories are killing me these days. Pain is meant to be, supposed to be. Will I find the light inside the night before tonight's sunset memories? Sort of saying, will I be able to sleep through tonight before those memories are able to get me? And the second verse personifies that in a way that I've not really written about before, and it's very, very effective, and I really like it. So I think you'll like that track a lot.
Can't wait to hear it. I feel like this one's gonna be one where I sing along to it on like a walk or something.
Oh, it is. It is.
I enjoy watching you. I used to vibe everyone. At least this one is interactive and you're not in the shower. Yeah, I recorded myself doing a couple videos in the shower, but I feel like it's a coping mechanism. I feel like it's different. I feel like it's original. I did do a couple though. Where are you from? I'm from Canada, and he's from the United Kingdom.
I'm from England, bro. The fucking worst country in the world. Fuck England.
Anyway, save your questions for after. We're kind of focusing on the interview here, so everybody in the
Probably
chat.
best to do that. Probably best to do that. That way we can focus on the conversation and none of us lose track. Especially me. I have ADHD, so I lose track all the time.
Yeah, so save your questions for after. Next one, I'm gonna say I think it's become my new favorite from you because you sent this one to me and I said, "Oh my god, it's Monster Inside." From what I know about it, it's very heavy. It's probably the darkest song you've ever written, in my opinion.
Oh, it is. It is easily the darkest song I've ever written.
I just love it. I can't wait for people to hear it. I think that's another album track, and Sunset Memories is an album track, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Yes. But no, Monster Inside. It is easily the darkest song I've ever done. It personifies the idea of a persona born from child abuse that we call trauma. All right, it's a very creative idea of the embodiment of trauma. Giving away this idea that trauma can become almost like a second personality in and of itself for people that have gone through extreme levels of it. And this song personifies it as the monster. I mean, the chorus is I am the monster, the thing I never wanted to be, and there's another lyric in it that plays on the idea of I'm calling out for the child, the one that I used to know, the one that was younger, was all happy and bouncy and whatnot. Yeah, because a lot of people often feel that way. They wish to go back. Because as a child, you weren't always aware of certain things that were going on to an extent for some people. Do you understand what I mean? So a lot of people find comfort in that, I suppose, and it personifies that idea. But doing that is actually incredibly damaging, or can be in a lot of ways. And this song very much personifies that idea. But the vocal approach for this song was easily the most brutal. I had a sore throat for about 3 hours after it. But the reason I did that vocal approach for it was because I wanted to showcase how much I'd improved in screaming in the space of like 6 months where I hadn't recorded any new material. I was just really spacing out uploads of tracks that were already going to be on the album. Because I recorded a handful at the end of the year, at the end of 2024, like from like October to November, I did a couple. And then I stopped for most of this year, and I've only finished the last handful within the last month or two. But in the meantime, I was still very much working on singing and screaming. and I wanted to showcase how much I'd improved in screaming. So there's a lot of experimental screams in there, a lot of um, slurry, more metal screams.
Right?
But it's really good and they're really effective. But that one is also an album track, but it's one of my favorites.
Love it. I love it too. I think it goes that one, Limitless, and then Alter Void.
Oh,
Um,
Limitless
and then
is incredible.
and then Faith in Me, and then Beyond Limitless will be fifth.
We'll get to Beyond Limitless. That's on this record.
Next song here, I am very stoked for. Um, Never Good Enough featuring From Embers to Ashes.
Never Good Enough is easily my favorite song on the record. It's easily my favorite song on the record. It's probably my favorite song that I have ever done. Never Good Enough was always a really special song to me because it was the first song I ever wrote initially, right? It was the very first song I ever wrote, going back to 2023, right? Um, when I decided to start making in pieces. Obviously I'd written songs before. I used to sing in a band, or tried to sing in a band anyway. um, in like high school, early high school. Um, but Never Good Enough was the first song I wrote when I really wanted to get serious about writing songs. Um, and it just changed so much. And obviously, I'd made two EPs previously, which thankfully I don't think are available anywhere. So they were just so bad. Um, but I wrote Never Good Enough, intending to be on both of those two EPs that I had done previously, and they never made it. And I teased it loads of times online when I used to promote it on TikTok. I used to tease Never Good Enough quite a few times, and it just never made any of the records. But then when I was released in Phoenix, Tristan had reached out to me and was like, "Yo, I want to do Never Good Enough with you if you'd want to bring that demo back." And I was like, sure, why not? And I put the song together. I had I rebuilt the song completely. I rewrote the lyrics again. They'd already been rewritten twice by this point, but I rewrote them a third time, which is the lyrics that have made it onto the final track. And I put it to the instrumental that me and the guys made on Logic Pro. Great piece of software. All right. I made that instrumental at college. Very proud of that instrumental. Um, and yeah, we did that, and it's great. It's great, absolutely great. Great song, great screams on my end. Um, I won't spoil anything about Tristan's verse because that's you got to hear that. It's just incredible. So I'm not going to spoil anything there, other than what I've already teased. Um, so yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that song.
Yeah. Next song is Sight to Hide. I'm very intrigued by this title. Just keep talking. I'll be back. I'll be hearing you though, but just keep talking.
Sight to Hide is a very bouncy song. It's a very feel good song, but the lyrics are about addiction, um, chasing and replacing, coping and decaying. I'm gonna burn in the fire if you can't get me higher. Very in pieces style lyrics. Um, and it's just so good. It's so fun to listen to. That's the next and final single that comes out on the 13th of July. It's so good. It's so good.
Okay. I can't wait for that one. It's gonna be very exciting.
It's so good. It's so good. One of my favorites.
Next one is
Oh, you're frozen.
Next one is Think of You. Think of
Well, without your frozen,
You. My back. My back.
what was the song again?
Think of You.
Think of You, right? Think of You is one of my favorite songs. Um, and it's very underrated. It didn't do very well, which upset me a fair amount. Um, that song is about growing from grief. So it's like, yeah, I miss this person. Yeah, I've lost this person, but the positive effect that they've had on my life is going to live on through things I do in the future. You know,
Right.
I mean, the lyrics in the bridge. I look above at the sky. I see this man flying so high. He's too tough to say goodbye. Go live that next life for me. As almost being as a message from that person. That's like, don't 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 beat yourself up because I'm gone. Go be happy. Just remember me. That's how I felt going through various stages of grief. And that's pretty much what that song is about. Just, feeling strong enough to move on, but keep them in your memory, sort of thing.
I like that a lot. That one's gonna be. That one's really good. I love that ballad a lot. I think it's one that really hits close to home. I
It's
love
one of
that.
my favorites. It is one of my favorites.
Remember, you said, "Should I bring this demo back?" You had it for a while and finally bought it back.
Yeah, I brought a lot of those older, not used demos back. I brought quite a few of them back to this one. A lot of the ones I really liked, I brought back.
Next one is Walls of Resilience.
Walls of Resilience is the chapter after Think of You in the track list, because it's like, I can stand my own ground. I'm building walls of resilience, and I'll speak right up. You'll be there spiritually by my side. That sense of I'm moving on, I'm growing, and I'm happy with what I've achieved. I can fight for myself now. That feeling of grief isn't crippling me as much as it used to. I'm starting to get better. I'm starting to improve, and I'm proud of what I've achieved.
Glad to hear that.
That one's a great song.
I'm happy with that one. I remember listening to that one really recently, and I was just like, love it. That one's like really good. Um, Next one is, I think, my favorite off this record would be Pro Life.
Pro life, pro life is fun. Pro life is an anthem for suicide attempt survivors. You know, we're pro-life. We stand and fight for every hope, for every lie. From the start, from my very first breath, we choose love. We choose life over death. In the silence of the battle, we'll rise. With hope in our hearts, we realize that every soul and every dream has a place. We're pro-life. We're keeping that faith. That song is an anthem for people that have been through that sort of thing and come out the other side. And it's one of my favorites. And the bridge is a very interesting bridge, and I love it. It's almost like this demotic choir. Through the lies of kindness, you died to see me fail, but I will rise with a storm of rain and hail. In the sense of it's like that bridge as a whole is a massive fuck you to people that have said that that feel like they own you. that feel like, that tell you that I'd never amount to nothing. You'd never amount to nothing. People that would talk you down, it is a massive fuck you to them. It's like, look at me now, bitch.
That's awesome. I like that a
But
lot.
pro-life is so good.
I can't wait to hear it. I mean, I have, but just me saying can't wait to hear it is like I want to listen to it again because it's like feels like
It's
it's
it's it's it's a great one. Great one.
uh next one is Beyond Limitless with Ghost Venom.
Beyond Limitless is so much fun, man. It's so much fun. Um, that was such a great feature I got on there. I mean, it was the first song he had ever done. Um, and it was so much fun to get him on that song. And the fact that it turned out so great as well is incredible. That one was the second single to come out. Um, but that song is fantastic. It's in the message is like, I'm beyond limitless, chasing through the stars, no boundaries left. I'll conquer all. I'm breaking through the sky. We'll never fail with hearts unchained. We'll conquer all in the name of fate. Is it worth fighting this fight anymore? It's just great, great song, very empowering.
Love it.
And Ghost Venom's verse was incredible, and the way we adapted the bridge, having his vocals, then my vocals, and having his vocals end the song as well was incredible. Such a great song, so 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 good.
Um, the next one is I think my second favorite off this record would be Room.
Room, Room is very much the heart of the whole project, which is why I'm contemplating moving it to be the last track. Um, just saying, regardless of who you are, what you are, what background you've come from, who you've been with, what you've been through, there's always a spot for you in the world. There's always room for you to be yourself, room for you to be set free, as I say in the song, you know. Um, and that the only people that should ever hold you down is no one should ever hold you down and living your life the way you wish to, because ultimately you only have one, so live what you can while you can, I suppose, is the best way to look at it. And that's very much what that song captures. It's like you're going to waste your life worrying about what people think. The next thing you know, you're going to have a very unsatisfied end of it. You know what I'm saying? Hence the lyrics, time flies by in the blink of an eye. You'll never see what you're meant to be if you let go now. You know, very much what that song tries to get forward.
Love it. I love it. And hello, Stefan. Um, I love that song. I love how all these are like really rock. Like the second half of the album is like rock. Isn't that
Mm.
rock world? Maybe mid tempo is rock world.
Huh?
I'm just saying it lives in like the second half lives in the. I guess it reminds me a lot of like rock stuff and maybe mid tempo.
Yeah. Well, it's very much a rock record. Very much a rock record.
Yeah. Um, and that brings us to the last track in the title track being the cube.
The Cube. The Cube is like the how can I describe it? You're confident in where you are now, and anyone you're in a position now where if anyone tries to get in the way of that or change that or try and make you feel bad again, you won't stand for it. And I won't reveal too much from it because number one, it's not completely finished yet. And number two, I feel it's going to be one of the greatest songs I have ever done. It is building up to be very, very good.
Is it heavy?
It's heavy, yeah. It's quite heavy. And it's going to be great, as I say. it's not completely finished, so I can't. There's not too much I can say about it, unfortunately, because I'm still in the writing process, recording process rather. Um, but that one will be finished by July 20th, and that will be the title track to finish off the album.
Well, I can't wait to hear this last album from you. I feel like I can't wait. I think. Do you think it will be my favorite album from you?
I think it will, to be honest. To listen to from start to finish, I'm pretty positive it will be, yeah.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it for you telling me about it, and I'm really looking forward to it, man. Um,
It's great. Not long now. Not long now. Less than a month.
but if you still want to, interview me on my next record, you can. There's a spot's open if you want it, but we'll see.
Well, August is a very busy month for me, so I'll see what my schedule is like.
Okay. Let me know. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask now. Um, but I'm very excited for what you told me. I'm excited for Forever. I think Forever is the one I'm really looking forward
Forever
to.
is a great one. Forever is really good.
I can't wait for that. Anything else
Hold
you
on.
want to say?
Hold on. I will give you a little first hand Forever teased for the first time for Mr. Endgame. If I can adjust the volume. There we go. All right, are we ready? I will
Ready?
play you a little bit of Forever.
Just play me the chorus.
Gotta find it first.
Had to write the names. I can kind of hear it.
All right, hold on. I will turn it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Play it from here.
Just do you have it or I'll listen to it?
Huh?
I said, do you have it now or
Oh, can you not hear that?
no? I can't. Barely.
God, okay. Having some technical difficulties. Bear with me. Such an entertaining live. All right, tell me if you hear this. Did you hear
Yeah.
that? All
Yeah.
right.
Staticky as hell.
Huh?
I said it's staticky as hell.
All right, never mind. Never mind then.
Just send it to me.
Maybe. Or I'll make you wait till it comes out.
Do one of the two.
All right. All right, we got no views in here. So
Yeah.
I say we end it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Do you want me to call you after this? We'll talk a bit, or
We will see. We shall see.
okay then.
Quite late my end.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna stand up for this. All right. See you later, everybody. I will keep up the POV of this, and yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Peace. Thank you for having me, my bro.
Yeah.